This lesson is mainly designed for the Cambridge IGCSE and O-level curriculum. The subject is environmental management and the topic is the atmosphere and the human activities. In that, we are going to learn about the structure and the composition of the atmosphere. Learning objective is to investigate the structure and the composition of the atmosphere. By the end of the lesson, the learners will be able to analyze the characteristics of each layer and describe the natural greenhouse effect. First, we can see the structure of the atmosphere. The structure of the atmosphere is mainly characterized by temperature. It consists of four layers: the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, and the thermosphere. First, let's see the troposphere. It consists of 80% of the atmosphere. It's the place where we live, and all weather phenomena occur in this layer, and the temperature decreases with increase of height 1 degree Celsius for 165 meter. Its height is 8 kilometer near the poles and 18 kilometer at the equator. It's the lowest layer. It contains most of the atmosphere, water vapor, cloud, dust, and pollution. And the layer that separates the troposphere and the stratosphere is tropopause. Why the weather phenomena occur in troposphere? All the weather phenomena occur in troposphere because the vertical motion of convection, conduction, and turbulence are more in the sphere, and the vertical motion and the abundance of water vapor are important for the all weather phenomena. The second is the stratosphere. The stratosphere extends up to 50 kilometer. Here the temperature increases with increase of height. Because of the concentration of ozone layer, it creates temperature inversion. And this layer have little carbon dioxide and water vapor. The temperature remains fairly steady in the lowest part of the stratosphere, but increases rapidly with increasing altitude up to the stratopause. The third layer is mesosphere. Temperature decreases with increase of height. This layer extends from 50 to 80 kilometer in height. The temperature falls rapidly to below minus 80 degrees Celsius. The layer that separates the mesosphere and thermosphere is called as the mesopause. It is the coldest layer. It has limited quantities of helium and hydrogen, and most of the meteors burn in this layer. The last layer is the thermosphere. It extends up to a height of 80 to 1000 kilometer. Here the temperature increases with increase of height because of the absorption of ultraviolet radiation. And thermopause marks the upper limit of this layer. Now, let's have a look at the composition of the atmosphere. You can have a look at the table first. Here, the nitrogen and oxygen make up 99% of the atmosphere. The percentage of the carbon dioxide is vary in the atmosphere. The amount of ozone in the atmosphere is 0.6 percentage. It plays a vital role in allowing the life on the earth. The amount of water vapor vary greatly from place to place. Nitrogen, oxygen, organ are the are called as inert or noble gas. The carbon dioxide, which is cycled through the photosynthesis, respiration, and burning of fossil fuels, and ozone. The carbon dioxide and the ozone are variable gas because their quantity can change as a result of the process of evaporation and transpiration. The ozone varies rate of formation, pollution, and seasonal change. Now we can see the importance or the impacts of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Number one, the carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. That means it absorbs heat. Number two, the photosynthesis takes carbon dioxide out of the air and replaces it with oxygen. And number three, respiration takes oxygen out of the air and replaces it with carbon dioxide. So, therefore, balance maintained. Fourth, it observes the long wave terrestrial radiation, that is infrared, and results in the warming of Earth's environment. Number five, carbon dioxide allows UV rays to pass through. And number six, release of excess carbon dioxide into the atmosphere result in the rise in temperature leading to global warming. And number seven, without carbon dioxide, the earth would be colder, which would make it frozen or lifeless. And number eight, cutting of trees reduces the amount of oxygen level and increases carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere. Now, we can see what is natural greenhouse effect. The way that gases in the atmosphere trap the heat from the sun. This process makes the earth much warmer. So here the greenhouse effect is a natural process that warms the earth at earth's surface. When the sun's energy reaches the earth's atmosphere, some of it is reflected back to space and rest is observed. The observed energy warms the atmosphere and the surface of the earth. So the incoming solar radiation is 100% and it is in the form of short waves, that is ultraviolet rays. Among this, it is reflected by the clouds from the atmosphere and also it is observed by the atmosphere and clouds, and some of the energy is even reflected from the earth's surface also. So total amount of energy observed by the earth's surface is 51%. Then when you talk about the long wave radiation, that is the long wave radiation or the infrared radiation is the radiation once the earth's surface gets heated, it is emitted back into the atmosphere. So it is in the form of long wave radiation, that is infrared. Greenhouse gases absorb some of the radiation and deflect back to the surface. These gases act like a blanket, trapping the radiation. And this process maintains the earth temperature around 33 degrees Celsius, allowing the life to exist. The first table shows the name of the some of the greenhouse gases and its contribution to the greenhouse effect and how long it will stay in the atmosphere. And the second column deals with the source of some of the main greenhouse gases. When you look at the first column, the carbon dioxide, it contributes to the 65% of the greenhouse effect and it stays in the atmosphere for 200 years. Methane, 17% contribution to the greenhouse effect and 12 years it will stay in the atmosphere. And when you think of the CFCs, 12% contribution to the greenhouse effect and 1000 years it will stay in the atmosphere. Nitrous oxide, 6% contribution to the greenhouse effect and it stays in the atmosphere for 114 years. The source of carbon dioxide is from burning of fossil fuels and deforestation. The source of methane is mainly from cattle and rice production, coal mine ventilation, deforestation, and decomposition of waste. The source of CFCs are aerosol sprays, fire extinguishers, refrigerations, and air conditioning. The source of nitrous oxide is mainly from vehicle exhaust, uh, chemical fertilizers. And the source of ozone is from chemical reactions involving nitrogen dioxide and unburned fuel vapors. Now, let's have a look at the ozone layer and its importance of ozone layer. So, what is ozone layer? The ozone layer is a region of Earth's stratosphere that absorbs most of the sun's ultraviolet radiation. It contains high concentration of ozone in relation to the other parts of the atmosphere. When you talk about the importance of ozone layer, number one, ozone layer acts as a shield for life on the earth. And number two, it absorbs the ultraviolet radiation. And number three, life on the earth would be very difficult. Plants cannot live and grow in the ultraviolet radiation. And number four, it stops the cancer inducing ultraviolet rays, which would otherwise harm plants, animals, humans by observing it. Now, let's try to answer these questions. Number one, above Antarctica, there is an area of reduced ozone concentration, commonly known as ozone hole. Explain how the damage to the ozone layer over Antarctica has occurred. The Earth atmosphere is constantly driven by global winds that we all know. As a result, ozone depleting gases get mixed regardless of where they are created in the atmosphere, including Antarctica. Number two, the CFCs, halogens, rise from the lower atmosphere into the stratosphere, mainly in tropical latitudes. Winds then move north and south from the tropics, where they accumulate, reacts, and destroying the ozone in Antarctica. The second question, describe the changes in the temperature above the troposphere. We all know that temperature increases with increase of height in the stratosphere up to 50 kilometer because of the concentration of ozone in this layer. And in the mesosphere, temperature decreases with increase of height. It is the coldest zone, and even the temperature falls below minus 80 degrees Celsius in mesosphere. And in thermosphere, temperature increases with increase of height because of the absorption of ultraviolet rays. Based on the content, I have added few practice questions along with the answers.